Hey, dang. Let me do my intro. I'm trying to click on my dang on intro. Y'all know I gotta sit down. Lord, that hurt. What I just did, that plop down, what I just did not help. Did not help my situation, okay? It just did not help. Okay, here we go, y'all. Welcome to the Mix of Thicker Pals. I am Dr. A, your host, and I am your crystal rock goddess. Welcome to the Mix of Thicker Pals. I am Dr. A, your host, and I am your crystal rock goddess. The rock goddess, and we're in the place to be. Make sure you come on inside the crystal palace, take your shoes off, leave them by the door, stop at the crystal bar, grab your crystals and grab your libations, because over here we honor our ancestors. 5 ways to become a crystal. All you have to do is like, share, and subscribe. 2, all you have to do is type, and we call that what? The boom boom room. The 3rd way to become a crystal, all you have to do is listen, and we call the parlor room. The 4th way to become a crystal, all you have to do is after the show, don't leave your play around me, true player for real, ask me, you know what I mean. All you got to do is outhouse gang up in this thing, and that's what we call our after show, okay? Now, 5th way to become a crystal, all you dang it, I guess I did it too early, y'all. My little intro didn't even finish. Wait a minute, y'all. Wait a minute. Now, wait one damn cotton picking minute. Hey, welcome to the Mickey Flicky Boss. How you doing, Wild Girl? Are they playing with me? I guess I did it too early because I was just trying to get everything set up because I know y'all get tired of waiting on me to get it together. But I wind up cutting my own I don't want to say cutting my own throat. I don't want to use that terminology, but you know what I'm trying to say. But Lord, I declare, y'all know I'm a son. Well, I'm a Midwestern belle. I don't know what they call the Midwest. I'm gonna have to look that up. No, but cut we're gonna go ahead and watch my Jazzy Live him. Now, if we can get through more mommies, we'll do it. If not, hey, this is what we're gonna do for now, right? I'm gonna go live a couple of times. You know, my son is on spring break. You know, I got a neck injury, neck, shoulder, heads, and neck, shoulder, and I don't know. I can't call it a back injury because my back don't hurt. Right. So I had a little try. I would have went live earlier, but shoot, I was trying to do my hair, y'all. I was trying to do my hair. I tried to do my hair like a box braids type of look. And I think I succeeded. It's pretty cute. I'm going to the doctor. I got to take my son to the dentist today. Then I got to turn around and my husband gonna come. Well, that's right up the street. Then my husband out. My hand is one of my fingers are swollen up, y'all. It's crazy. So my husband gonna take me to the doctor today at 5 o'clock. So I don't know. I guess in between time we'll get some lives going. Here, let me put Jasmine up here, okay? Let me add her corny ass to the scene, okay? What you say, walk now? What are you doing up so early? I am packing to get ready to hit the road to H Town, girl. H Town stump, okay? You got the pot of coffee ready, girl. I ain't been to sleep. I mean, I slept all day. Y'all know how it was. Y'all know my sleeping is off. I know, especially with my son being on vacation, you would think I would not be up like this. But my sleeping is off because of the fact that I have this injury. So only reason why I wouldn't be up I'm getting to my hair. I'm getting my hair braided in a couple of weeks. I've been giving my hair a break, so I haven't had braids in about a month. Girl, I'm just doing. I got locks. I got locks. So with locks, you can kind of. I don't know if people know that I do everything with my locks. I be putting my hair up in updos. I be having my locks down, brushing them, and keeping them going. You know what I mean? So I oiled it, greased it up. Well, you've been up all night, kinda. I mean, I did get a little sleep. I woke up about I can't remember what time I went to bed. Whatever time I got done being did I go live last night? I don't remember. Whatever time I got done doing whatever, I laid down and I was like, dang, and I was supposed to get up and got a bath. And then I was hurt so bad I couldn't. I couldn't do it. So I wind up so about 4 o'clock, I think I got up at about 2:30 ish, two ish, close to three. I got up and you know how your pain hits you, you just kind of walk around, and I just kind of walked that pain around, and I was like, I'm getting this tub, and so I got in that tub and soaked. Yes, ma'am. You was live about 9 o'clock. Okay, so I was live about 9 o'clock, right? So yeah, I think right after that live, I think I chilled in Mimi's live for a little while, and then I went to bed from that standpoint. Okay, and then I woke up about two ish, close to three, and so that's what happened. So I'm not sleepy at all. I'm just and kind of my neck is kind of hurting a little bit right now. Sometimes I have insomnia and I can't sleep. Yeah, I don't. I really don't sleep, and it's not. I don't think it's due to me having insomnia. I think it's due to. I think that's just who I am. Okay, but here lately, I've been getting a lot. I've been getting too much. I've been getting too much sleep, and that's really annoying for me. Okay, I don't like sleeping like that because I feel like I have a lot of stuff to do, and for me to be sleeping like that is weird. My husband left the dang on stove on. I knew he was gonna do that. Uh, so yeah, so that's kind of where I'm at. I'm going to make some. I'm going to make me some little breakfast, and I'm gonna have some grapes with it. So that's what I'm gonna have. I'm not making no dinner. I'm gonna make my son. I'm gonna do some almond butter shoe. He just ate 3 bananas for lunch yesterday. He's like he didn't want to eat all that. All he wanted was he said he just wanted some bananas. And he made him some toast. He said, "I'm gonna make me some toast." He put his toast in the toast thing in the toast oven, and he just got him a fork and just spread some bread across. He said that's all he wanted. I made him a breakfast, but he just said he didn't want no big lunch. But he had a big dinner though. Yeah, How you doing, Exandria? Okay, Alexandria. Okay. All right. Well, let's go ahead and get started. Hopefully, y'all share this out for me. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so we're gonna start the live with. I'm waiting. I gotta boil some water, y'all, because I don't want to use all my water for the coffee. So I'm gonna boil this water and put it in this thing, in this Keurig thing. I bought me a new coffee machine yesterday, y'all, for Euphoria. Okay, because I couldn't take it no more. Because I tell you, I don't have no hot water running in there. I don't know why. It's probably something I need to do on my end. I don't know, but needless to say, I don't really need hot water because what we're doing is washing our hands. I mean, only thing I'd use when I give people when I do only time I really need hot water is when I do my foot detoxes. I got Yummy Steam hookup. I got a Yummy Steam seat and everything, but I don't want to do that. I do the detox foot thingies conics. I need hot water for that. But if I got a hot plate, so next time I'll have it set up. You know what I mean? I got a hot plate, so I can just make it like that. That's at you for in my business. But I really don't care about it, and I have no hot water to be honest. I mean, in my house, yes, of course you want hot water because you gotta wash your ass. I'm not washing my ass there. You know what I mean? All right, y'all. Let's go ahead and get started, okay? All right. Hopefully somebody will share this out. Let everybody know we live. Okay. All right, let me cut this up because y'all know I hurt myself so bad last night cleaning up that bathroom. I'm gonna clean up the bathroom down here today. I cleaned up upstairs bathroom while we were live last night. Okay, what the heck is this? Is this Jasmine? What the heck is going on? Um, wow. Okay, wowzer. Why does she have a green screen? I thought I was tripping. I'm like, is something wrong? I thought it was something wrong, y'all. Hold on, let me make this bigger for us to see, okay? There we go. No, that's not big. Hold on. Let's do a bigger one. Let's do this. Full screen. Okay, boom. There we go. Girl, Jasmine, walk. We got, Jasmine, for some reason, we got to sit here and listen to this helpful.
My bad. Hey y'all.
Girl, that wasn't my
I'm doing
panel.
good today.
No, ma'am. That was no, I never had Olivia on my panel. That was Passion. Passion had Olivia on her panel. Why wasn't you guys asking her hard questions? Because I didn't give a fuck. I don't like Olivia. I'm just gonna be honest with you. I'm a mod. So I was up. I'm a mod for Passion, and I just sat in there and I said I wasn't gonna say nothing. Only thing I said at the end, right toward the end, I said it's pointless. She's not gonna be honest. See, people not under people. People are not gonna be. Let's be honest. Let's take it a different level. For me, I don't give a fuck. Okay, I'm just here to make commentary on my channel. When it comes to reaching out to these hoes, only time I probably went in um, was when we was in Means chat and they was being friend and Jasmine. That's the only time I had to say something about that. Olivia being a racist, like, well, do you think I'm gonna really entertain that? I'm just being honest. I'm just being honest, Walt. Why am I gonna entertain a person who gets off on this shit? She gets off on saying this ignorant and repugnant shit. Okay, it was not my panel. And I was trying, and then two, I was trying to be respectful of the host, which was Passion Lisa. So if you go back, it's not if you go back to Passion Lisa's um, channel, you will find there was her panel. If you come over to my if you come over to my and look down my timeline, you won't see my you won't see none of these videos up here. Only video you will see is me doing a reaction on the panel. Now I did a reaction on the panel, but I did not do a but I was not on the panel. That was not me up on that panel, okay? So that wasn't me. That was Passion Lisa. And I don't have no judgment for her. I hear you loud and clear, sis. The Jezebel is a racist. Right. So, I'm just going to tell you, I'm just not going to spend my time trying to figure out why a bitch is the way she is. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not going to spend my time, waste my time, my energy, the love of my people, the love of my black heritage, and asking this bitch why the fuck she don't like black women. I don't give a fuck why she don't like black women. I don't like her, right? So we're even. Okay, my bag. I'm glad you cleared that up. No problem. Yeah, yeah. So it's like, why am I going to entertain? And it's no judgment on Passion Lisa because Passion Lisa has a different type of heart than I do. I'm not gonna lie. Passion Lisa has a different type of heart. Even I'm hungry have a different type of heart than I do. Right. My heart is a little bit. I have a good heart deep down, right? But I'm a little bit. Bitter. Let's discuss this before I get started. My bitterness goes because Dr. A, I thought you were getting soft fortune. No, fuck no. Who told you that? No, hell no. Um, no, my bitterness. Let me finish this point before I start going into a different down the line. My bitterness is not. Hey, you can sit down and have a seat. Or you can go in your room, go get the remote control out of my room. You can watch TV, bring the remote control down here. While I make dinner, I'm making breakfast. Okay. Okay. So how you doing, Passion? Oh my God. What did I walk into? Girl, nothing. You didn't do anything wrong. So my bitterness comes from me um me being in the movement and me trying to help black people and experiencing a lot of things that I experienced. So that's where is it bitterness? I'm not gonna say bitter. I probably shouldn't use the word bitterness, but some of how I feel toward trying to save people. See, I've given up on save. It's not even bitterness. I'm gonna say this. I've given up on trying to save people who don't want to be saved. You know what I mean? I just don't believe in that. Like I have clients that have come to me. I don't spend my time on trying to convince them that they need healing. I'm gonna tell them what it is, and either they're gonna agree or not. I'm not gonna text them say, "Hey, you missed your appointment today." I don't do none of that. You understand what I'm saying? Now these are people who have paid me. I'm not so if I don't do that with them, why in the hell would I do that for a bitch I don't give a fuck about? I'm just being honest. Okay? I was just being honest. So if I don't care about that, why would I question a illy formed psycho bitch that don't give a damn about herself or her children. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it is. You can drop the oh, okay. I could drop the link if you want me to. Hold on. But yeah, I'm kind of on that philosophy. I think a lot of times people get it twisted about healers. A lot of times, well, some healers may be like that, but that's not how I heal. I will show you this is the water, and it's up to you to drink it. I'm not going to fuss with you on whether or not you're going to drink the water or not. I'm just being honest, and it's not that I don't care. It's just that I can't force you to do anything you don't want to do. I can just tell you the ramifications about it, and either you gonna listen or you not. So why am I going to try to ask Olivia about why she a racist? Why am I gonna ask this hoe why she don't like black women? Because I don't care why she do or do not. Well, she don't like black women. It's obvious, but I'm not gonna ask her why she don't like black women. I don't care. It would make a difference if I cared, but because I don't care. You know what I mean? And I think that sometimes we lose sight of this, and I think that's a big problem within our community. I think that if I still see us as trying to obtain some type of freedom. Okay, Dr. A, you are not going to play into Olivia's bullcrap. No, nobody is. But I'm saying that so I look at it as black folks getting some type of freedom. And so if we're trying to get some type of a freedom, or we're trying to get certain types of rights or certain types of things that we never received, like the 40 acres and the mule and bread and land and all that, you know, or reparations, okay, or reparations, so to speak. We can't even agree upon like the basic needs of things, okay? And so like Harriet Tubman, what she did was on her oh, there you go, Passion. There you
Hey, good
go.
morning. Good morning.
Good morning. Let me finish my point and I'll let you talk.
Okay.
So in route to when Harriet Tubman was trying to free the slaves, she, you know what I mean, once the only reason why she made them go to freedom, or she would knock them out with her pow with her rifle, is because they would compromise her position or where they were going or whatever. uh but pretty much she kind of had the same point, and I think that's a disservice that we do as black people, is that we always go to everyone else's rallies, or we go and support other races who don't give a damn about us, who when it comes to us having backing or saying that this has bothered us and we're going through this, even with the so-called women movement, the white woman, y'all women had some, we can and come to that, the white woman basically took over. So even when it comes to women rights or minority rights, it really goes more toward the white woman. Just being honest. Okay, so so a lot of those women came in there and hijacked our platform and hijacked, and it came off like at first we were like, hey, We're black women. We don't have rights. We're not being heard. When we go and complain to our doctors that we're hurting, that this bothers us, we're dying during childbirth process. We're going through so many different things as black women. We're not getting our birth control. We don't, you know what I mean? Our husbands are beating us, and we're going through all of these plethora of things that we're going through in society, and no one's hearing our voice, so we're trying to fight. So then we start trying to bring the white woman in, and we bringing all these different nationalities in. And by the time we get done, our voice is no longer heard, and the white woman's voice is very loud, and all these other races. And soon she is taking over our platform, and we're down nothing. And that's what's wrong. So the point is, I'm not going to convince a bitch that is a raggedy one to be a great mother. I don't give a damn. I'm not going to convince her about whether or not she should give black women a chance or whether or not she should embrace us because we're good people. She knows this already. She's already been embraced by a lot of black women who's tried to reach her throughout her personal life. Niecy, Gerard's family, her good friend Judy, who purse she stole. Okay, she's already had this experience. Okay, but she chose not to. She was raised by a racist, to me, in my opinion. And so that's the energy that this comes off, and this is the energy she's going to feed on. And then on top of that, she's just not an overall asshole. She's not a good person. So if you take a not good person and put a racist in their body, this is what you get. Olivia. Okay. So my job is not to convince her, is not to question her, not to press her with hard questions. That is not my job. Okay. And I'm not gonna do it. So I want everybody, and I'm glad you asked that question, Walk, but I don't want please don't feel like I should ask her question. If any persons that I have question for is more Jasmine than anybody else. I have a few questions for her, but just my own, for my own personal amusement. Not that I think I'm going to change her, not that I want to change her, because she's going to still be the raggedy miserable bitch that she is. But I just have personal questions for my own Kiki so we can do laughs. Okay, but go ahead, Passion.
Oh my goodness.
Over to you.
Okay. I think like there's a lot of misunderstandings about that panel. Okay.
I agree.
Huh?
I agree. Go ahead.
Yeah, okay. First of all, Liv caught us off guard. Nobody on my little teeny tiny channel expected Liv to pop up in the chat. You know what I'm saying? So I see some good things out of it and some bad things out of it. And I think like people expecting me to be angry with her, to come rah rah rah,
Can
at
you
her.
wait a minute? Let me interject here. Could you
Okay.
explain and let them know that you did not see the video that she did? Could
Yeah,
you?
I didn't see the video about, and I said that in the panel. I didn't see the video about her talking about slaves, who in the house and who in the field. I did not see that video. But I can't say that I would have treated her any different had I seen it. I don't know. I don't know. I know that if you act a certain
Wait,
way,
wait a
you're
minute.
not going to pull her out to talk.
But here's the
Go
thing.
ahead.
I think had you saw that video, I mean, you again, like you said, you're trying to be biased, and I understand that. But what I'm saying is, knowing you, I think you would have handled her. You still would have been nice. You still would have been decent. You still have been a responsible human being with her, a decent human being, because that's who you are as a person. But I still believe that you would have said some different things toward her, to be honest. But go
But
ahead.
I agree what Walk said. What Walk said kind of sums it up. By having her on there, you were allowed to hear her in her own words.
Hmm.
And had I came with any other type of energy,
Yeah.
she wouldn't have even stayed, because that's what she'll do. She'll, because she wants that reaction from people to get mad and then to storm off. But I didn't give that energy to her.
Just so she can say, I had these hoes upset. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, but I didn't give that energy to her. I do feel bad that if, Lynn was disrespected, but Lynn handled herself and Suma handled herself. So I'm just sorry about having your guests treat your other guests, wrong is bad. You know what I'm saying? But that's who she was, And so that's my only regret was that. But I did keep saying, look, you're not going to disrespect, you know.
Yeah, true. But I don't think you necessarily handle it wrong, which is why I'm not gonna. Which is why I would have just inbox you and say, hey, sis, I don't think you handled it in the best light. But to be honest with you, I think you did it with grace, and I think that Olivia is very combative, and she gets off on
Yeah. So
people.
if I would have came back at her combative, we wouldn't have got that far in the conversation that we got.
It's missed opportunity for you, right? But again, I
Well,
don't.
no, it was actually a win for me
No, I said
because I
no, no,
think I gained
no,
some.
no.
Alexa, stop.
No,
Okay, go ahead.
I'm saying had you been combative, it would have been a missed opportunity.
Right. Alexa, stop. My girl, hush.
But yeah, I don't. But that's why I don't want her on my panel because I don't see any redemption. I don't see anything about her that would titillate my energy. I don't see anything that would speak to me about
Right.
it would just serve no purpose. It would just be a laughing stock because it'll just be us.
But
It's
didn't she take that video down of
yes,
whatever she was saying?
I understand she did.
Okay, so I didn't see it. But I mean, her thinking she was going to be in the house is not necessarily true, okay? Because she light skinned right now because she don't go outside. But she would be dark. She would be out there in the field. And like I said in the video, I was like, it's all bad, Liv. It's all bad.
Yeah.
Whether you're in the house, on the roof, in the field, it's all bad.
But that's the type of energy she wants, though. You know what I mean? She gets off on saying ignorant shit like that. Like, she says worse stuff than Candace. Oh, than Candace said, and I
But
don't
you
think
know,
she
I
says.
don't hate Candace
I
either.
don't
I
think.
used to,
I don't think she says bad stuff as bad as a lot of people think. I think some of the stuff she says is true, and then I think some of the other stuff
yeah,
is ignorant.
yeah. You
It's
gotta take. I'm like this about life. Eat the fish and spit out the bones.
yeah,
Take what is useful to you out of the stuff and leave the rest. Cause I used to like couldn't stand Candace Owens, but sometimes I listen. I'm like, yeah, that makes sense, you know. So just eat the fish and spit out the bones. And I just don't have the energy to be angry right now with Liv. Like I don't have my energy is for so many other things that I'm fighting. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. I just think she's a ill-informed, retarded, ill-informed, mark as no good. Should never amount to anything in life, and it is what it is. So why do I need to argue with somebody that's beneath me?
You
I
said
just
can't I did like I said, because Candace Owens is always painted in the press as a certain way, and that's how I saw her. What Legacy Media told me Candace Owens
yeah.
was.
No, you're
And I totally agree with Candace Owens about what's going on with gossip. But I'm not going to talk politics. But on that part, I agree with her.
Yeah, I think some stuff she says very ignorant and stupid. But on other things, like certain statistics she said, I've looked them up and, have been true. Some things, not all, but some things. And it just is what it is. But I mean, I'm not riding with her. I'm not getting ready to say,
Right. No. And it's with anybody. Like I said, eat the fish, spit out the bones. Take what in a message that speaks to you and that's useful to you. And then the rest just let it go. But and my thing with Liv also was that the race conversation is very um, popular because that same day something had went down on Kel's panel about race, and so I'm like, yes, that is a subject that needs to be talked about. Now it is above me because it's so deep, but it's an important subject, and if you don't talk, then how are you gonna like understand it or I'm not necessarily to live but
Right.
it's a conversation that needs to be had. The fact that it's popping up in all these different panels.
Yeah, I can barely have that conversation outside of my.
Yeah, it's not for me, but and because I
Go ahead.
talked to a family member that had to let me see that, you know what, biracial people do have issues, because I didn't see it. Because like down here in the South, you light skin. I don't. For me, my experience has been that light skin. You got treated different. So talking to biracial people, I've learned that they've experienced some things that I didn't understand. You know.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I'm supposed to. I mean, I guess I'm supposed to be like, oh, because I have biracial grandchildren, but no, I'm not
Right.
gonna be like that. No, I'm gonna be like, look, you black. I mean, you have black in you, and you have white in you, and at the end of the day, you're not better, and that's the bottom line, and that's what I'm
Right.
going to teach.
But so when Hungry was talking last night, I really understood what she was saying when she was talking about, wanting to be light skinned for a while before she found herself. Because I don't know. I experienced that growing up, that I'm white, but light skinned girls were treated differently. And we can even look at the videos during the 90s. They
Yeah.
wouldn't put the dark skinned women in there. And even not too long ago, they were talking about Chris Brown didn't want dark skinned women in his VIP section.
Again, true. No, he said that stuff. I remember a lot of times he said a lot of stuff that's inappropriate about black women, and his mama was like, "Well, that's how he feel. That's how he feel, or whatever." But at the end of the day, for me, this is just me personally. I'm just kind of under the duration of this as follows. I don't like going places where I'm not wanted, right? I don't
Right.
want to be around no man that thinks that my beautiful black skin and my beautiful kinky, wavy, curly hair is not of his fitting. Then he can get the hell out of my face. That's just how I feel. I've just always felt like that. If he don't like my brown, beautiful black skin, then that's gonna be all on him.
Right.
All I'm
Right.
saying. And that's just how, maybe, I don't know. That's just something that's just been embedded in me. I don't remember times when my mother said that my skin was beautiful. I just remember at times of looking at my mother and looking at how, and she was dark skinned, and looking at how her beautiful skin was, and how she didn't even
Mm-hmm.
have to wear makeup, and how she was so, she could be natural, and some days she'd put on makeup and some days she wouldn't, and just how regal she was and the way she
And
dressed.
just beautiful being black.
Yes, and she was very classy and just very, just, when she walked into a room, everybody paid attention. She dressed really nice. She was very intelligent, very smart. She was a school teacher. So I just, that was my ideal. And then I looked at my dark skinned father, and he just walked in the room like, let me tell you something. You know what I mean? And I'm like, go, you go, daddy, you tell him. You know what I mean? And even if he was going off on me, I was like, you check me, daddy, check me. You know what I mean? I just love my father. And when you love your
And
father,
you know what though? You know what though? All okay, like we think it's all live, you know what I'm saying? But
mhm,
we need to also look at what Pete, some of the stuff Pete said yesterday
I heard that.
about,
Ignorant.
huh,
Yeah, I heard that. Go ahead.
white schools and this and that. And so you can't just say it's live, because baby, it's Peach too. Oh
Oh,
baby.
I know,
So
but we
it's a
know.
conversation that does need to be had. It really does.
But see,
It
the thing is, we know Peach is ignorant, though. Nothing. She look at how she talks to her children. I mean, look, now, not her children, but look how she talks about her man and to her man. So look how she lets him just dog walk her and goes to the club and does all these other things and embarrass her. Look how she
mhm.
embarrasses herself. She's a coon. I've been told you she was a coon.
Right. I
You
don't,
had a
they
conversation.
seem like they're neck and neck to me.
Yeah, then we say that she a.
They are neck and neck,
Yeah,
babe.
she is straight up cool. Look how she dresses and the stuff that she wears. You know, Your father's side is chocolate people and your mother's side is Creole. Okay. And I'm telling you, when you just experience that, and when you already know a code, I just tend to stay away from those kind of people. That's why I barely do reactions on Peace because
But and you know what though, what
I don't know.
Olivia, this is not exclusive to Olivia about treating her children different, her Rainbow Coalition of kids different because of their color. It's not exclusive to Olivia. That there's a lot of people out there that do that.
Yeah, of course.
And especially the generation behind us, a lot of that went on.
Well, I had an associate of mine. So I was cool with her, and I accepted her lifestyle and the things that she did. She was out there, right? But what I didn't accept is she had a black beautiful child, and then she said, "Well, I'm gonna go get with a white man and have me a light skinned baby." When she said that, I was done with her.
Mm.
After I cussed her out, I told her I didn't want to be her friend anymore and never and lose my number
Ooh.
because that kind of stuff is ignorant. So basically, you're gonna treat your that my racial child better than you're gonna treat the black child. So I already see it in you. So let's not even play these games. And I'm not gonna deal with that because I don't feel like I'm not gonna end up putting me in a position where I might have to call somebody on you. Okay. So that's what
Mm.
we're not gonna do. All
And
right.
also, I'm not saying like I've received any negative, you know, everybody just has their opinion about this panel and what went down. And I feel like certain things are not my assignment. And when it comes to my people, um the way I support and the activism I have for my people is that my charity is not exclusive to black women and women of color,
Yes.
but it is focused. It is my specialty. It's for us. And I do that because we don't get what we need. As black women, and I know this might be going off on the other thing, but I'm just showing you that, hey, my activism for being black, it I show it in different ways. You know what I'm saying? I have my own assignment.
Right.
Okay. I'm over here fighting for us to have certain things as black women that have lost babies, not getting medical care, not getting time to heal, and not getting to retreats, and how doctors are treating us, and how insurance companies are treating us. So I feel like that's the work I do for my people. Fighting with Liv, that ain't my assignment.
Mm. She like Smokey Robinson. Smokey Robinson said he wasn't black. I remember a little while ago, he got a lot of backlash in saying that, and then I didn't hear about that anymore. But I do recall him basically saying he wasn't black. Yeah,
But
and he
this
might have to.
raises a good conversation. It does, because like this subject is like it, and it goes deep, because even when you look at the sororities, if you go back and watch that movie School Days,
I remember.
yes, that is so true. A lot of that is how it was about the paper bag, and you can't get into this society and that society if you're not a certain color. Like that stuff went on, and I don't know. I
Yeah, I
think
just
some of it still
around
exists.
anyway. That I wouldn't have been around them anyway. That's just something I got taught. Now, did I have? I don't want to call this person out. Well, she's no longer with us. I say she's an ancestor of mine, but I don't want to call her out. But I do know she was a colorist. Now, I'm not gonna lie. Um, but did she treat us as children like this child was better because this child was darker? No. Did she treat our own children like that? Yes. You know what I mean? Obviously, right? But we didn't get treated like that. But I really didn't really experience that as a child. Have I seen people try to be like that? Probably. I don't know. I ignored it. I really didn't give
Well,
a damn.
I think maybe like as far as like some of the race things for me growing up, like I would have white friends on military bases, right? And I just remember one of my friends, Yolanda, she had long blonde hair. She and I didn't know then, like she was Latino, but to me, I thought she was white. And so when my white friends would lay out in the driveway on their towels to get a tan, that it did something to me. At that moment, I was like, wait a minute. Y'all about to lay out here to get a tan. I'm like, no, I'm laying in the shade. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
that's the kind of stuff I was exposed to.
Yeah, I just was kind of chilling. I just didn't really get into that. I've been exposed to more racism than like the colorist situation. I was more into that because I really didn't get the flack. Nearest time people have treated my daughter differently because of her skin tone, my own family, in my own family. Okay, and I had to check that. Okay,
Yeah,
yeah,
it really does go on. But my thing was, back to live, was that it's an issue for her.
well,
Just
that
like with,
she got to
huh?
deal with that, and
Yeah, that is her issue. That is her problem.
right,
But
that's
I'm
up.
not. She's not gonna steal my joy or my energy. She's not getting to suck my energy out because she can be hateful and negative.
Yeah, that's gonna be on her. That's something that she has to deal with personally. As of right now, I can say that my son and his fiance, what have you, are doing a decent job with introducing white and black to them. I think, I guess, for what it's worth. But that's gonna be, again, that's gonna be on them and how they handle it. I know when my grandchildren come around me, I'm gonna be like, Granny Black. You know what I'm saying? Granny Black, pick up this book. You know what I'm saying? You're not better than us because you got that white in you. I'll tell you in a minute. I'm one of them kind of people. You
And
know?
when it all boils down, like when I did my DNA, I'm Scottish. I keep telling you,
Yeah.
I'm Scottish. So is anybody really truly black? You know what I'm saying? Because I'm Scottish.
Yeah, godly. You Scottish.
Well,
Uh,
it's on my ancestry
yeah,
DNA. I'm Scottish. So
yeah.
I mean, we all mixed up.
I mean, I have a lot of different, without going all on there. It's more and more. The more and more I find out, I find out that a lot of ancestors or a lot of slave masters will label black people a certain way, or people they thought was black, and they weren't really necessarily. They was of the darker descent, but they wasn't necessarily of African descent. Let's be clear about that. Okay, so not, or they had some African, but they were different. You know what I mean? So once you look a certain way, it'll stomp that on you. You get what I'm saying? Um, so that's one of the things that I've learned. And then as far as like my ancestors come from the Trail of Tears and just a lot of different things. I have a lot of Richmond. But at the end of the day, I consider myself a black indigenous person. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
I think I have Indian too.
Black indigenous, and I'm not saying black indigenous to say that I have red blood. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying that indigenous, meaning I'm not of this earth. Not just like, no, no, but the thing is, because we have been disfranchised for so many years, right? And so that's why I
Mm-hmm.
consider myself an indigenous person, because all black people are, really, to be honest, if we really start talking about it, because we don't have a lot of our cultures with us, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we have been disenfranchised, and so that's why a lot of us calls us indigenous. So it's not necessarily, when I say indigenous, I don't always mean the Native American. You know what I mean? I don't always mean that. That's not necessarily what I'm saying. I'm saying the fact that we have been disenfranchised, and you know, and different things like that. And if I had to be, if I had to have some mixture, it would definitely be. a black Indian. How about that? What you gonna
And
say?
then, here's a thought that I have about Liv too. Uh, yeah, she's not young when it comes to age, but young in the fact that um, leaving school at such an early age, she missed out on a lot of education, a lot of things that she probably would have learned about, black people. Are hit more, not that much because they ain't gonna let you learn it. They ain't gonna, teach it. But what she could have learned, she missed out on a hunk of that. And yeah, she goes from Florida to Texas to California, but she isn't really experiencing being around other people of different ethnicities. I can't even get it out this morning. So she hasn't even gotten to experience that because at least I was able to live in Hawaii and live in different places around different cultures. And it seems like she's very uh, uh, sheltered when it comes to that,
Yeah, very.
and not a lot of experience being around different kinds of people, because when you don't go to work or go to school, you're not experiencing different races and different cultures. You're very limited, and
And
that thinking is very limited.
her knowledge base in general is just not up there. So why do I need to convince her that I'm a good person as a black woman? That's just dumb. Like that is not my job. That is not what you say. That is
Yeah,
my
yeah,
assignment.
it's above that's not our assignment.
That's not my assignment to convince her to come on over.
That's what she's struggling with. She's struggling with
Not
that.
my problem. That's her. That's her mammies, her children. That's the people that interact with her. That's not our problem. And I really, that ain't my job. If you pay me, if Livy or Mama pay me to do like give her the black experience, then I'll be happy to do that. But I'm not being offered any pesos, so therefore that won't happen. That is not my job to do that. That is not my job. I'm not coming on here convincing anybody of anything. That's gonna be on you.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? You're gonna listen or you ain't. You don't have to listen. I'm not in the business of trying to convince people, grown people, of what they should do better with their life. I mean, I
Yeah,
can.
she doesn't understand education. It seems like a lot of confusion in her life, and I would say if she wants to learn more, because it seems to like a curiosity. It's like it's a club that she can't get in. You know what I'm saying? I think it would be so educational for her to go to a plantation, go visit South Carolina and here in North Carolina, and go learn. Cause I'm still learning.
I think she'll pick up a whip and start beating black people. That she, the nearest
Oh
black.
God, Jesus. Okay, well I don't know what she'll do, but if she's starts to get curious, I recommend that. And even in Florida, what's the name of that place? Is it Okai? That place in Florida where they unalived all the black people and ran them out of town.
Yeah, that happens. That happened in everywhere.
Yeah,
You
in the 20s. Yeah, but I said Florida since she's always back and forth
right?
to Florida.
I know, but that happened like in almost every process
Yeah, and
of
it seemed like in the 1920s it happened a
damn.
lot because it happened in Wilmington, North Carolina. It happened in Oklahoma, Tulsa, Oklahoma. It happened like in the 1920s. That's that.
Yeah, and just going back, but
Yep, beauty school dropout.
right, and I don't have time to
What?
explain to this whole about her.
Yeah, it ain't my job. That ain't even my job.
She got to get that. I don't know what she gonna do when her children get older because it's gonna be bad. In her trying to explain, you're gonna have to tell her something, and it's gonna be an argument, and hopefully they don't break up as a
Well,
family.
she seems like she's struggling with it, and that's why she's talking about it a lot. Like my relative that's mixed, she was honestly struggling with it, and that conversation changed something for me because I was like, "You kidding me? You got it easy?" And she was like, "No, she's struggling."
I've had people try to tell me that, but I'm just kind of like, well, either you're gonna figure you're gonna have to either you're gonna have to come to some kind of decision. Not telling people they have to choose, but you gotta accept who you are. That's something I've learned, right? That you have to accept what you are, and that's it. I can't deny my native side. I can't, so-called native side. I'm not gonna sit up here and deny it. I just embrace it and I keep it moving. I mean, golly.
And exactly what Walk, exactly what you said. And guess what? It's gonna get worse. The erasure of our history
Mhm.
is going to be worse. That's why they say, you know what, if it's some books that you want, order them now, because Amazon is slowly um taking away those type of books, and our history is gonna have to be passed on verbally.
Yeah, I got books. I got a whole library. That's
Yeah.
what my husband. I said, we're not getting rid of that. He said, we need to get rid of some of this book. I said, you crazy? I'm not getting rid of none of my books. I said, these books are gonna be out of print. We're not getting rid of none of these books. Not then. I got all kind of books that breaks down a lot of stuff that tells you what it is and gets you to a even point. But I don't have time. I will teach my grandchildren, but
Yeah, it's being erased. So think about it. If all of the stuff is erased by my great grandchildren's generation, this is kind of what I see as their plan. It's starting all over, and they're not gonna know.
right.
They're not gonna know.
And then what's annoying to me too is I don't mind slavery movies, but I have a problem with seeing just those. Okay, you got to have a balance because that's reality, right? Slavery is definitely happened. We're not gonna dance around that, right? But it has to be some type of a balance, meaning that if we understand about slavery, we have to understand also where we came from. We have to understand that we were kings and queens and that we were a blessed people. We are the chosen. You know what I'm saying? So you can't just have one. You can't just show one way. You know that's what I think is ridiculous. That's why I think the slavery movies you got to back it up with some.
Well, you know,
You know,
guess who's well, we all know who's controlling the entertainment.
of course.
So those movies or any of them, we're being programmed a certain way to think a certain way, and you always have to remember who's in charge of those movies.
Right, but at the end of the day, it's all about how we envision ourselves, and it's all about how we put it. Just like they got mad at Jada Pinkett when she put out about Cleopatra being black. Them people had a whole fit over there when she was talking about Cleopatra being black on Netflix. Now, I'm not a big fan of Jada, but I like that she did that. And them people was having a fit. They was having a fit about Cleopatra's skin tone. Clearly, everything was black. We ain't gonna play. I ain't gonna hold you. We ain't gonna play these games now. And that's why I keep telling people, Olivia, you came from us.
Well,
From
it's really kind of sad, to be struggling with your identity like that. A friend of mine just came back from Israel, and she said that all of the statues in. Look, oh, Walk, I wish we could have a talk place because it is not what people think. And that's who's in charge of the movies. And you've been programmed to have sympathy for a certain group of people, but not for black people. You've been and it's kind of will make you angry when you realize from the time you went to elementary school, you've been taught to be sympathetic to that group of people, but not yours. And to this day, you can't talk about that group of people.
but yet they can talk about you and put you out there, make you look crazy in films.
And the movies, trust me, they've been programming us.
Mhm. Right.
Because even I had sympathy for a certain group of people. Like they teach you, they pound it in us and pound it in us. And now, once I see the truth, that you really were programming us from elementary school.
Hmm. I don't want to say, but I never had
Yeah.
sympathy for
Huh?
homelessness.
Wait, say it again.
I didn't have sympathy because they had no sympathy on us. How you doing, Isis?
There's a movie that I watched recently that I think would really be helpful, but I can't remember the name of it. But it was about the caste system, CAST, caste system, and how some things that we think are racial colorism are really a caste system. And it's about a black woman. It's based on a real story. Gosh, I wish I could remember that movie.
I think it's a good movie for people to see is Sankofa.
Wait, say that one again.
It's called Sankofa, my middle name. It's called Sankofa. I'll type it in it's my middle name. That's what Sankofa.
Oh, Isis, you like this topic? I'm not really that deep. Like Black and Bougie and Suma, they can go deep. You know what I'm saying? I'm not like I can't go as deep as them. You know what I'm saying?
That movie Sankofa is about this woman. She was she was basically. Well, I don't want to tell you the whole plot of the movie, but just see it. Just go see it
Yeah, you know what, Walk? That's something we don't even know.
because the name.
No, what Walk said, like, has Olivia watched Roots? Has Olivia watched Queen? So you got to think about it. White people didn't sit around in November and watch Roots. It is a like a, a rite of passage that in November you're gonna sit down and watch Roots.
Olivia, mama probably taught her slavery was necessary.
But I'm saying she wouldn't have been taught to do that. I even sat down with my kids and watched Roots. And it seemed like every November they play Roots. I don't know why. I don't know why. But I don't think Stella told her to do that. Stella wouldn't know to do that. She pink. She wouldn't know that hey, in November we're gonna sit around and watch Roots. And I think it used to come on PBS, all right.
Yeah.
She could do some movie reviews. Start
And then
watching
like,
some.
and to be honest with you, even like the red people I've been around be is like they be off the chain. They be like, oh no. They be fighting for like they be on the front line. The people I roll with, they fought on front lines. Like one of my spiritual red father just passed away. He's part of the ancestors now. Chief Ernie. Chief Ernie was something else. But his wife, warrior woman, still alive. But those are my spiritual parents. But that's a whole nother conversation. But um, a lot of times with this, what this is going on, and people not being honest and having honest assessment. Like I just wish Olivia. No, I think my biggest struggle with her is I think she should be quiet, like because she don't know about stuff, and she tries to pretend like she knows, and
Hmm.
you can tell by the conversation, her conversation points of conversation, she does not know, and she's uninformed totally, and she says she's an influencer, and there's a lot of stupid people that really follow her and look up to her,
Yeah. Like
and
with
it's
Peach.
unfortunate.
Peach is giving me Jim Jones vibes. This wake up with Peach, go to bed with Peach, and how these people are like brainwashed. Man, it's giving Jim Jones vibes to me. The way Peach was acting about the pumpkin patch.
Yeah, that's gonna be a unique thing. It's just
Exactly, Isis. I hope I'm saying your name right. All of its program is set in place. Yes, it is a system. And even the fact that they wanted to teach us not to talk to our ancestors
right.
because they knew there was power in that. So we're encouraged not to do that.
Yeah, they said, "Oh, it's witchcraft." Like, no, it's
Yes.
not.
Because
What
some
a
Christians teach that no, you can't talk to your ancestors.
talk to my ancestors all the time. My ancestors
Right,
always guide me. I don't know what they talking about. I talk to
right.
my ancestors all the time, which is why I say, hey, I even tell when I start the show talking to my ancestors. Dig that. Okay. But I mean, it is what it is. People gonna do what they want to do. People gonna be oblivious. People gonna keep living
Oh,
a.
you think she does too, Walk? I don't think her power is as strong as it might have been 5 years ago, Walk. But Peach, ooh, that's some crazy stuff going on over there.
Yeah, but that's how these people are. I don't know, but thank God I'm not. Thank God I don't have to deal with them on a personal level. Thank God we don't connect like that, and thank God it is what it is. Okay. But anyway,
Oh, you did? Well, I see it with Peach, Walk. It is scary. And a little bit strong mommy Chrissy, her people is kind of cultish too. But because she doesn't invest in the time with her people like
that's
Peach.
what she used to.
Yeah, she's not dependable, but Peach is waking up with them. She going to bed with them, and the programming that they're doing, and as the leader, she is so off. I'm like, oh my God, this is crazy. The stuff that she's saying. Yep, to have
Yeah,
all
I'm
these
told.
people following you, um, and you're
Well, good.
absolutely
Lead,
nuts.
lead them to the promised land. Lead them to somewhere where they can go and buy houses and pay their rent on time and take care of their children. Do that. But too much like right. But that's why they push. That's why these platforms like this is pushing this. Why they're in the algorithm really heavily because they want people to be like this. I'm telling you, it's all those same game thing. It's all a plot. I'm telling you.
I
That's
was
why I
in.
keep
Oh, I don't
pushing.
know if I can mention content creators, but this is not a bad thing. Can I say her name?
Yeah, go ahead.
So I was in just Yvonne's chat, and she was talking about some of the new things that YouTube is going to be doing, and how they're testing out some of the stuff now. And like this, well, this type of content will be okay, but she was saying that to just go live on your phone, you're not going to really get paid for that anymore. You're going to have to actually work and do something
You got to
like
go on your.
episode. Yeah, yeah. So anybody, y'all, I recommend going to her channel. She will drop some good nuggets, and especially before you start a YouTube channel, she has some good nuggets about that I wish I would have known before I started YouTube.
Okay, okay. Interesting, interesting. Yeah, it's just over and trying to convince people of trying to do something differently. It's just over. That is not my opportunity. That's not my job. It's just I don't care. I don't care enough to do
Yeah,
that.
it's not my assignment. It's not my assignment. I guess you know how you're always neutral and you're Switzerland. I was trying to be, going back to the panel because I guess I don't really care what anybody is saying. I really don't care. I've listened to it back again, and I'm like, the main thing, Lynn held her own,
Yes, she did.
and it was kind of like an interview, but I didn't prepare for it. You know what I'm saying? What Peach? What a psycho? Yes, definitely walk a psychopath, honey.
I really don't have. She a straight coon. I really don't have nothing to say to Peach. I would, if she came up here, I'd be like, nope. Like we're not gonna talk to you. We're not gonna entertain you because it's just, I don't have nothing to say. I don't have nothing to say to her.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing. What does she have to offer me? Nothing.
Yeah, I
Nothing.
was gonna do a live about her because I did catch snippets of her talking about the white school that her son goes to, and when she
Actually,
went
talk
to
about that.
a white
I would rather
school.
talk about that than talk about Jasmine because I don't have a set thing on to talk
Uh-huh.
about. So let me remove this real quick.
Okay. Yeah, she was tripping yesterday.
Yeah, I didn't see it all, but I did hear some of it on someone else's platform.
Yeah, I was watching somebody else's
I can't remember who.
channel.
I think it was Love Lies and Lace Fronts. I think it was her.
Yeah. I was watching it on Just Me's channel this morning, and I just could not believe what she was saying.
I'm not sure. Okay, so where did she say speak on trauma
You
causing
have
her
to go to
9 children?
her
I mean,
channel.
I'm on her channel.
We can't see it on the
CP.
screen, so
Okay, let me pull it up. Hold on. Give me a second, yeah.
right. It's not my. Why would I? They was giving me a headache as it was. I was like, y'all giving me a headache. Bye. Good night. You know what I'm saying?
I'm
So
trying. It's one solving any.
it's not. It's some things just ain't your assignment. Sometimes it's just for you to get the interview and mind your business and don't get emotionally caught up in the conversation. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Okay, hold on. Here we go. All right. So where am I going to on Peach?
I don't know which one.
Okay, here.
Seemed like she
Was
had
it
on like an
was it
orange.
a lie?
Scroll down a little bit.
Was
Seemed
it a
like
lie?
maybe
Was it
that first one. Try that first
a
one.
video? Okay. All right. So this one right
The
here.
one that's got 16,000 views.
I don't know why these women always using the
It
black
would
race.
be a live because she only do lives these days. It would be
Peach
a live.
McIntyre is phenomenal. And y'all already know that lady got a husband and
I hate when she says that. That is so annoying for me. That lady got a husband. I mean,
But
okay.
everybody knows her by it. So I mean, it's accomplishing what she wanted to accomplish.
Okay, so it don't look like that's it.
So
It don't look
walk
like
which
this is it.
one walk did you go to the live? Go to her lives.
I mean, but that was
That
a
one
couple.
that's
That was
14,000 views.
12. That
The
was
one
12 days.
Peach feels like her black son won't get. You see that?
Where it's
It
12
says
days
Peach
ago.
feels like her black son. You just had it and then you lost it.
Where is it?
Go back to the screen you were on because it says
Video.
Peach feels like her black son. So I can't. I'm on my phone, so I can't go find
I
you right
got it.
now.
I got it.
If you're balancing a college
It's
admission
at 23 hours ago, but why is it put in that order? It was put in a
It's
weird
it's
order. So
got
why would
16,000 views. Yeah, that. Let's watch. So I
a lot of you
haven't
guys
seen
are
it.
getting
I got it. Okay, let's watch it.
upset about what I said in my video when I said Gregory McKay goes to a predominantly white school. So basically, he's not going to get bullied for us moving into a hotel. The chances of that happening is slim to none. And even if that does happen, Gregory McKay is just like me. He's very sure of himself. He understands what we're going through. This is a part of life. It's just adversity. Yes, it was self-inflicted adversity because your mom chose to gamble instead of paying the bills on time. He understands that. We're gonna get
He
through this
doesn't
like we always
understand
get
it.
through
At
stuff,
what
right?
level can you
A
truly
lot of you guys want to be
understand
offended.
that?
Oh, so you're saying predominantly black schools full of bully? Are you saying white people don't bully? White kids don't bully?
Of course, he's not going to understand that, but
That
it's just
he's
like
gonna
Chrissy
go
sits up
along.
there and says this ignorant.
Right now he's going along to get along, okay? But that way I don't really watch him, and I know we don't talk about kids, but he seems to be having a little bit of an identity crisis, and she's not helping him. I can see it. That boy is not what 17, 18-year old is happy going to freaking fracking Disney every other day with a bunch of other little kids. That's
Yes.
ain't normal.
That would annoy me. I want to be around some people my age.
Right. That's not good to put, like, it's like she's holding him back. Like, it's really sad. The
It's not
mental.
like the Marco, like like them, like that one show with them woman that had all them children.
Right.
They got a divorce, and she had that little girl around them little them triplets and quadruplets and twins and quads and all this other
Wait,
stuff.
which one are you? The oh yes,
The Marcos or whatever they call
yeah, the is it the Marcos?
whatever. I don't know.
The Ricos.
The Ricos.
Yes, I always felt like something was wrong. Something was wrong there. I always felt it. Me and my niece used to watch that, and we would say to him, "Get off of her," because she kept getting pregnant. We was like, "Get off of her."
Exactly. So yeah, so I think children should be around their own age at times. I think it's kind of strange, but whatever.
Exactly. Walk. She's trying to make this okay. You cannot make this okay because
What
it's
Chrissy did?
not. And
What?
that's what's really psycho to be saying is you're trying to convince yourself. This woman is very sick. And I don't mean like anything bad towards, I mean like Peach really needs help. She really does.
Okay, let's go. Woo.
I'm saying yes from my own personal experience as a black person in Florida.
Okay.
And walk, yeah, she's out of the ghetto. You know how they say you can be a millionaire, but you have a welfare state of mind.
Yeah, you can't take the ghetto out of.
Yeah, Alanya used to talk about that a lot. She has a welfare state of mind. You can
Yeah,
have a millionaire budget, but if you got a welfare state of mind, that's where you're gonna stay.
I think it's bigger than that. I think she's a coon. I think she's
That
a,
too.
and I
That
think
too.
that because she's a coon, that she lives on the reality of white is right and black is
Hmm.
black. I get
Well,
it.
there's compartments to what's going on here.
Okay, come on. All right, let's go.
That comes from the hood. My experiences at predominantly white schools were positive. My experience with white people for the vast majority of my life have been better than my experiences with black people.
Okay, but Peach, who's the one that's supporting your channel? Black people. More black people are supporting your channel. Remember that now, okay? But let's go.
When it comes to my child Gregory McKay, just like me, he has gone to some predominantly black schools that were public. He has been to the best public schools that were actually white, predominantly white. And now he currently goes to a charter school that's also predominantly white. And I live in Florida. I want you guys to understand, in Florida, it's not like Georgia where it's a lot of black wealth and it's a predominantly black school where everybody's doing well. That's almost non-existent in Florida, especially the parts that I live in. So the way Florida works is our schools are zoned by what area you live in. Most black people live in the same area. It'll be an impoverished area. When black people
That's
start to move to
all
more
around
suburban areas,
America, silly girl. That's everywhere. That's why sometimes you get the option here. You get the option of charter schools, or you get the option of if you're going to take your child to school, they can go to a different school. Okay, I'm sorry.
But it's no secret that if you go to a predominantly black school, in a lot of schools, not all schools, right? Not a lot of black schools, but in the impoverished areas that they have books that date back from the 1970s. I mean, I saw that because one of the schools I went to had, well, this actual school I went to did have date school books that dated way back to then, and then they were forced to upgrade their material. But I'm telling you that they taught us uniquely. Unless you was in the advanced classes, if you were just in a
Hmm.
regular class, you had to work your way to get to the advanced class. If you was in advanced class, then you got new books. But if you was in the regular classes, and that's not even the slope, we're not even talking about the remedial class. We're talking about the regular smuggler classes that you would get the 1970 books, 1950. I'm just
Yep,
keep
and you can see who had the book before you because their name would be in it.
exactly,
These
exactly.
kids don't know nothing about that.
I'm telling
Nothing.
you.
I was
So
fortunate that I went to school with a lot of, multicultural, that's the good part about being a military brat. That I traveled and went to school with all different kinds of people where my cousins mainly went to school with black people.
and so again, it would have made a difference. I begged my mama to take me out. Let me homeschool. I begged to be homeschooled. I begged. So I just got tired and graduated early. Because I just got tired. I didn't want to be in school no more. It wasn't because it was black people the problem. It was the school district. See,
Mm-hmm.
I think we have to look at the bigger picture. It wasn't black people that were my problem. It was the school district that was my problem.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That's what the problem is. And you know what? If you look at raggedy, I mean, because black people we have a sense of pride in ourselves. It's not about having name brand, but it's about not being raggedy. And Peach has kind of been
And
subject.
that's where she got it wrong at. I knew when she first started getting money and she started being a label. I said that's that welfare state of mind. That I'm gonna go get Kirky Erky. That's what that welfare state of mind. You don't need to walk around with anybody's name on you, to be honest. And as long as your kids have nice, clean clothes, iron and looking good, it doesn't matter what name is on this stuff. Like
But
the other day, she was talking about a $600 belt for Woods.
because she no, because earlier she complained. I watched some video where she was on some stuff like, oh, they made fun of my son because he had on Walmart clothes, and in the white community they don't care about that. And I'm like,
Oh,
well,
and I was saying, I think they making fun of her son for another reason. Because I kid you not, I don't watch him, but I thought I seen a video where he literally had crop tops, like his shirts looked like crop tops, and I said, wait a minute, okay,
yeah, I mean maybe because it's crop top, or maybe because he has to be around his siblings. His mama appears on social media looking like a coon. I mean, those are reasons why somebody would certainly make fun
it
of.
looked like a crop top. And I'm not talking about him. I'm just saying I noticed that, and I was like, wait a minute,
But or look,
I my grandsons would not wear that. No, no, no.
no. But
You better not let me see you in a shirt like that.
are they wearing crop tops now? I'm just asking.
I don't spend a lot of time on his channel. I just glimpsed and saw that he was showing his clothes and what he was wearing to school.
Is that the style in general?
Yeah.
Is that the style in general for little boys to wear crop tops?
Androgynous.
Oh, I know that, but I'm saying, are they doing that normally? Are they doing that normally? Just like
Nobody I see, I don't know anybody around here that dress like that. But
okay,
maybe it's a Florida thing, but I don't think so.
okay, okay.
I
Well,
ain't
look,
gonna talk about nobody kids, so that's why you know what I'm saying? Wink, wink.
I know your point. Your point is to say is that there could be a number of
Read between the lines. That bullying might be about something else.
there could be a number. I know what you're saying, but I'm going to take it a step further. It could be a number of reasons, and that him wearing Walmart clothes probably is the last thing that anybody
Right.
thinks about. Okay, maybe the funky tail mama up here embarrassing him, looking like a coon online. Talking about that girl and her 55 children, 1,000 children, having all these babies, and daddy's miserable. He's not happy, and everybody online clowning him, clowning the mother. She clowns her mama, and just everything.
Right.
Not to mention that stuff won't be embarrassing. Okay,
Yeah, you don't think it has something to do with all of that? Why he being bullied?
right.
Okay, I'm gonna shut up.
All right, let's go.
In Florida, what the white folks do is they pull their kids out of that public school that is zoned for, and they send their children to either a free public charter school, which then will still be predominantly white, or they will
Wait a
send their
minute,
children
Dr.
to a
A.
private school.
Why is she
My son
saying it like only white people do that? Where I live at, military people do that. Like that's nothing. It has nothing to do with being white. Black
Um,
people do that where I live at. My
I didn't.
niece took. Oh, go ahead.
I didn't like the district where my son was at. I didn't like how they were
Yeah.
treating my son, so I snatched him out of school and put him in a online homeschool. Okay.
And here, as long as you can provide transportation, they'll let you switch districts and stuff like that. If it's not in your district, and sometimes you have to go like before the school year starts and go to the board of education and get approval. And then, as long as you can provide transportation, your child can go to that other school.
Yeah, so it's like, girl, what are you talking about? You know what I mean? It's just kind of weird, but
And push
like,
come to shove, you know how you used to use somebody else's address, which I know you can get in trouble, but people still do that.
back in the day. But shoot, I wish my mama had to use somebody else's address so I could have been out of that school. I mean, a lot. I mean, my school wasn't that bad. It's just I just wanted to change. I just got tired of the same district going, high school, going junior high, grade school. You know what I mean? Who wants to be in the same district that whole time? Crap.
Right.
Wow.
So you went to school with the same people
Yes.
every. Well,
Yes.
see, I'm very envious of that because that wasn't my experience.
I wish
Every
it.
time I would get to know my friends in the school, I would get pulled out. Every 3 years,
They,
I would be moving to a different state.
I wish they would have pulled me out. Bless.
Girl,
They should have pulled me out because I'm like, this is jacked up. Why do I have to go here? I got tired of it. We got different principals than we did, and then some of the teachers would go to the high school. I'm like, oh my god, why is this teacher here? I just thought I got rid of her, and here she is again. And she's like, oh, I know, I recognize some of you all from junior high. Like,
well, that was
no,
stability. Your parents gave you stability. Hi, Oshun. I did catch some of your live this morning.
no, they shouldn't have gave me stability. They should have snatched me out of that school so
They
fast.
gave you stability.
God, why did they give me stability on the terms of school? Golly. Lived at the same home for years. Probably left one time and lived in somewhere different for a whole year. Then came back, same place, same reality. Only thing they let me do was switch my room. Anyway, let's go, Peach.
Son goes to a free public charter school that is predominantly white. The chances of him getting bullied are slim to none just because of the thinking
And
is
he get bullied at a white school. What do you mean?
different in predominantly white schools. I know y'all hate to admit it. Y'all be like, that's a lie, that's a lie. But from our experiences, it has always been positive. It's been the black low income schools where my child has gotten picked on. My child will get picked on for wearing Walmart shoes. My child will get picked on for not having Jordans. My child get picked on because I'm struggling to pay for school lunch. We've experienced that as well through our own family. My own family members telling my son he act like a white boy while he talk like that. Or all he do is play video games. All he do is read books. Oh, he act like a cracker. You know how black folks talk. They bully him for the way he wear his hair and things like that. Meanwhile, our experiences at predominantly white schools have been welcoming. The only issues we've ever had was with adults. Even when my son was in sixth grade at a
Adults.
predominantly black and Hispanic school.
Adults. Why she say that? Adults. It's like you trying to be so smart till you sound. And y'all, I don't have no, um, like hate for Peach, but this is like crazy. Like people can't see it. What's really going on here?
Something's wrong with Peach. I just think it's something wrong.
Yeah,
I think she don't like her. Obviously, it ain't no thought. If she don't like her mom, okay? She don't like her mama. She don't like Dick Gregory.
I feel so sorry for your son.
You
I
know what
feel
I'm
so
saying? She
sorry
don't
for
like
him.
him.
He
She
been
don't like his
pulled here and there
sister.
and here and there,
She don't
and his
like her.
and his cousins are over there playing sports, hanging out with grandma, and there's no stability.
She don't like her. She don't like her. I mean, she don't like herself. She don't like her cousins. She don't like her family. She don't like her siblings. She don't like her dad. She don't like nobody. So I mean,
Yeah,
he's
but I'm thinking about like with him, with
he's
her son.
she's another one. I don't care about her opinion. I don't care about what her thoughts are on black people. I mean, I really don't. Again, this is another case of me not trying to convince a hoe about being
So
black.
look, he's almost to his senior year, right?
Uh-huh.
Here where I live at, you could go. go to one school, and then if you're trying to switch to a school on the other side of town, they're on two different schedules, two different systems, and you can delay their graduation just from switching from one high school on this side of town to the other. So I'm wondering with McKay, how does that work moving from all of these schools? It can't be good for him.
Well, I mean, she get a different experience. What is she running from? Is it true that she's running from CPS to get away from CPS? Is that what's happening? Is that why she?
I don't know about that, but I'm saying like as far as credits and all of that go towards graduation, when you're moving around like that, you
Right,
can delay their graduation because credits at one school
it's
might
not going
not.
to another.
Yeah,
You might
yeah. And
to
that's just on one side of town. Here, like just going from one school on one side of town to the other side of town, it might not transfer
that's
correctly.
everybody, especially if you're moving. If you're used to one school being one way and used to another school being another way, so you might be popular, or you might have a good teacher to teach you this particular subject that you would pass and making straight A's, and then you get to this other class and you making straight F's, right? Because of the
Mhm.
way the teacher is teaching the subject. So it could be a lot of things. It could be a multitude of things that could be preventing this child from graduating. And a change of environment also may be difficult for him because he may be used to a certain group of people looking at him this one way, then another
Right.
group of people looking another way.
I mean, children are resilient, but this could affect when he graduates and stuff like that. Like, I have one set of grandchildren that are year round. I have other set that are on a traditional schedule. Well, my year round grandkids can't go to school with the other kids because it will throw off the semesters and the credits.
Again, it depends on what she got going on, but it's just like she said. I mean, it's her responsibility of her making sure her children get the best type of education possible. I don't think it has. I don't think.
His graduation is priority.
No, no, I wasn't gonna say that, but I don't think that it's necessarily about. I can agree on some things that she say as far as the way that certain schools are, you know, in the
But
black.
that's districts and zoning
Right,
and where
right.
you live. But that's everywhere, and that's what that is.
No, but
That's why people use different addresses and stuff like. That's why that happens.
but you want your children to have the best of education.
Right.
It doesn't have anything. It's not always a. But see, even in putting them in a white school, they can be treated differently on the terms of education. Like they may say, like in a black school, you might be a straight A student, but then when you get to the white schools, because their education may be accelerated. I mean, I'm just being honest. A private school, let's say a private school. Let's use that language. A private school may be totally different education because than what you're used to, because they're going to give you the bare minimum in most black communities and most urban areas. They're going to give you the least amount of education, just being honest. But then if you go to certain private schools, you're going to get the buck that you pay. You're going to get the bang
Mhm.
buck, right?
Mhm.
So you're going to be at an accelerated class. Even the so-called remedial classes aren't really
Mhm.
they're just slower than the other ones, but it still excel in comparison to the urban areas. But that does happen. I've seen that for facts. I've seen like versus my public school education versus a couple of my homegirls' education. Like they went to a predominantly private school. They wore Catholic. They were in the Catholic school, and they were on the one. Their education were higher levels, right? Versus than the high school that I went to, right? So and it was a private school, so of course they're going to get better education. I understand that, but it's not a thing of, oh, black people make fun of you, this, that.
Yeah,
It's more about the education of the school. You know what I mean? It's about the education of the school. It's about, it's a private school, so quite naturally you're going to uh, learn more. You're gonna have more of an advantage that you will. How you doing, Ocean? You're gonna have. How you doing, Tangela? You're gonna have more. How you doing, Tate? You're gonna have more of an advantage than you would with some of these other schools. I mean, that's facts. I mean, you're supposed to though. If you're paying for a private, if I'm paying for a private school, you're going to have way more education that you would than a public school. I mean, that's not gonna. That's not a that's not a flex, that's a fact. But it's just the fact of what she's saying about people making fun of him. That has nothing to do with it. Let's talk about the things that people possibly, excuse me, can make fun of you. And possibly some of the things that can be made fun of is the fact that his mammy looks like a coon. The fact that his mammy is up here making a complete asshole out of herself and her family, and she destroying her relationships with every sibling, mother, her mother-in-laws and their family and everybody else. So that's not, of course, those are certain reasons to be made fun of, okay, rather than him wearing some damn Walmart. I mean, nowadays children just, it's nice, children just want to see you with clean clothes on. That's, children don't really care about you wearing some shit from Walmart. Now they probably showing on you if you come up in there with some Walmart tennis shoes on. Now I ain't gonna lie. Now, you'll get roasted down wearing some Walmart tennis shoes, for a boy. We're gonna play these games. But if you are about that life, nobody cares. You know what I mean? I mean, meaning if you accept who you are and don't care what other people think, then it's no big deal, right? I'm just saying that. So does your son not have self-esteem? So you worried about what people say? Peach, I thought you said you teach your children not to care about what people think. I mean, after all, you name your children phenomenal and beautiful and tantalizing or whatever the hell you name your children. You give these children all these regular unique names, or so why at this point you say it like as if you're pouring into them. So if you're pouring into them, what they got to lose? But again, we do want our children to be treated fairly. We want them to have the best of the best education, but I don't think it's all on the black community. It's on the system. It's the systematic. It's not about black people. It's about the system. It's the way that they do in urban areas. It's the fact that the education is lackluster in the urban areas. We're not going to play these games unless you just have, you know what I mean? Unless you just have one of those schools that's like, okay, well, we're a charter school, we're in the urban area, we're designing our own education for our own children, and we're not going to lackluster them because we're in the urban area. Now, if you have those kind of schools, then that's beautiful. But I'm talking about the ones that don't have it like that. I'm talking about the public school system that's in the urban areas. You're gonna get jacked up education unless you in an Excel class. But even in an Excel class, your Excel class versus you going to an advanced class in a private school district, it's going to be totally two different lanes. So we ain't gonna play these games.
That's all right. All that moving around is just not good. And y'all, I wanted Peach to win. I supported. I bought stuff. I did this and that. I wanted to see her win. But I'm gonna shut up because I want to get to the part where she's talking about the hotel and stuff. So I'm gonna shut up, y'all. I'm gonna shut up,
Well,
Crystal.
you good? Let's go.
He was bullied, and we ended up getting a scholarship so he can go to a different school, whether it was a free public school in a better neighborhood or it was a private school. The state of Florida will pay for it. I forget the name of the scholarship. I'll look it up. But if your child gets bullied, they immediately become eligible for it. I ended up homeschooling Gregory McKay for that school year, and then I put him in a free public charter that was predominantly white because of what I'm saying. They don't get bullied like that. Of course, there are kids that get bullied in other places. Oh, I'm black, I'm going to a white school that hates black people and things like that. But for us, no, that hasn't been our experience. My experience of bullying has always been from black women. Even in my lifetime, it's been black women.
Mm-mm-mm.
My mom, a black woman, was my first
Mm-mm.
bully. On the internet, I get bullied by black women. And people love to
Mm-mm-mm.
say, well, that's because your audience is black.
Hallelujah.
No, my audience is very diverse. White
So
women.
first of all, oh woe is me, but your supporters are black, predominantly black. We're not gonna play these games. Your supporters are predominantly black. So what are you talking about? You have a lot of black women that's in here yanking chains and doing all kind of stuff. You got a cowboy black girl. I don't know. I guess she with the other community or whatever. But she is like eating her chicken, and she is representing you to the fullest. What do you mean? You know what I'm saying? So black women are not bullying you. What do y'all want? Do y'all want me to do y'all want us to go, oh, this is great, Peach. You're doing a good job. You're not cooning. You know what I mean? You're just oh Peach. Oh, it's okay to have a gambling addiction, girl. It's all right. Oh, Peach, it's okay to spend waste your money and life away. Girl, go ahead, girl. Bravo. Bravo. You know what I mean? Like, come on now. You putting your life out here for us to what? Talk about it. That's what you're doing. That's how you get your views. Don't you have high self-esteem? Remember, you have high self-esteem. So what you worried about somebody you so-called bullying you, as you stated? How? How is somebody really bullying you as much as you people are doing? And then when they do, reason why they probably are bullying you, to be honest with you, other than you being a coon, in my humble opinion. But reason why some of them are bullying you, Peaches, uh, is the fact that you curse them out. They just ask you a regular question and you be like, I don't know, pay for my classes, how? You know what I mean? That's how you talk to them. So
They must like it. They like it.
right. I'm just making a point that, but she can't sit up here and say on one end, oh, they're bullying me. Oh, they're doing this to me. She can't play victim. I'm not getting ready to let her play victim.
Mm-mm.
She can play victim with some of these other folks. She ain't gonna play victim with me. Oh no. Lord, let's continue. Oh, my shoulders is hurting. I'm trying to move about. Ooh. Okay.
Watch me. White men watch me. Hispanic people watch me, Asians, even in my classes. I have white women, Asians, people in Australia, all over the world in my classes. Yet on the internet, I get bullied predominantly by black people, black women. So I stand firm on what I said. You don't have to like it, but it's still our truth. It's still how it typically works in Florida. Kids in the hood, all they care about is outer image. They be going through things and
Not necessarily true that we care about outer image because we wouldn't have supported you from the get go. We would have been like, we're not supporting shark, because you like a shark. We'd have been like, no, we're not supporting her. Well, I never, I'm just saying most people would have been like, well, we're not going to support Sharks fan. Okay. They'd have been like, we own about our way. We don't like her, whatever, whatever. But people actually supported you because, Peach, they wanted to see you win because they know how hard you was working to try to make it out the ghetto. You wanted to get out the ghetto.
And
And
we wanted to see you win. And I'm one of those black women that bought stuff I didn't even need. Peach, I know how to clear up my own credit. I bought the credit repair kit, never downloaded it. Why
see,
did I do that? Because I saw you working so hard, saying, I want to pay cash for my house. I want to pay cash. And at that time, I really didn't see Woods. Because I guess it was early on when she was like, and daddy, But I saw a black woman trying to make it, and I wanted to support her. And I'm sure other people were the same way, like me, buying stuff and buying classes, t-shirts to support her, wanting to see her succeed.
okay, let me go. Woo, let me play this. Okay.
their own life and they try to mask it by picking on motherfuckers. That's just like some of y'all. Ever since I said, oh, I have to be out of my house by March 31st, we're gonna move. So, oh, what kind of mom are you? You're a bad parent. Oh, CPS need to take care. Like all day in my comments yesterday, even this morning, just evil, mean shit all day long. Black women. Meanwhile, even when it comes to the Zillow thing, a white woman told me about Zillow. It wasn't a black woman. It wasn't a black person said, Peaches, go on Zillow. A white woman said, hey, Peaches, go on Zillow, apply like this, blah, blah, blah. And now,
There's been a lot of black women that have suggested things for you to do, but you don't listen.
Who
It has
don't know about Zillow? Come
right.
on now.
It has
Oh,
to
you on to something new. Wow.
right. It has to take a white woman to come in here and tell you something. A black woman probably have already told you and showed you, but you don't listen to black people either. You don't like black people. We're not gonna play these games. You're another one. You just a shade. You just darker than Olivia. Okay, but whatever. I see you as the same person, same energy.
did it. And when I did it and I'm liking the way it is, I come tell everybody. Now black
Again,
people
you're right, Passion. She could have easily Googled that her damn self. What is she talking about?
are chiming in and saying, yes, it worked. Oh yeah, blah 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 blah. But they didn't tell me that in advance. Nobody black told
Well,
me that in advance.
maybe they thought you knew because you knew how to sell these classes, and you know how to educate people on how to go on social media and make millions of dollars. So they thought you probably they assumed that you know because you so smart, right, Peach? What was you gonna say?
No, I'm eating my breakfast at the same time.
Yeah, but she's so smart. I thought they probably assumed that you knew, Peaches. Peaches, you probably already assumed that you knew, girl. They probably was like, yeah, Peach is so smart. She already knows. So why would they suggest that for you? They probably have, and you just didn't want to listen to it because white is right.
That's just the way it is. They like to point out your flaws, black folks, in my opinion, like to point out your flaws, kick you while you down, just so they can feel better about themselves instead of giving you.
Well, I've noticed people in general done that. I've seen a lot of white people do that, which is also I've seen all different types of races do that to their own people, and I've also seen them to do it to what our black race. I've seen every nationality, including our own black men, do that to us. So I don't know what you're talking about, Peaches. I mean, like, just why don't you just log off for a little while? If you got this, go get you more. Stop support. You know what? Just do this favor. I tell you what. Tell all black women to subscribe from your channel, and let's see how many. Tell all black people to stop supporting you. Let's see how much people you get on your channel. Okay, but whatever. Let's continue.
A hand up. My hand up experiences have always come from white people. I appreciate them, and
Mm-mm-mm.
then I go back and I give it to my black community because I do love black people. I mean, I don't like none of you motherfuckers at all. I don't like nobody, but I do
Mm.
love black people, and I know that we perish for lack of knowledge. So anytime I learn something, I
Mm-mm-mm.
do try to take it back to my.
Mm-mm-mm.
Perish. Baby, you are perishing at the strings. Girl, did you hear what Miss Loretta Brown said, girl? She said that your own husband said that he is tired and he is ready to leave at any given moment. And she also stated, and it's just her, because I don't know, because I wasn't there. She said that his niece or sister or whatever that's kin to your husband. I think it's his own sister or
Yeah,
something,
his sister.
and basically you were threatening to unalive yourself because he was gonna leave you. Okay, so I think you probably some of that stuff you be saying be crazy. Is it, or is it because your man be cheating on you with black women? Is that what it is?
Mm. Interesting.
I'm just asking. And like, it might be some other race. We don't know that. I'm just asking if that may be a problem.
My community. But back to what I'm saying, yes, I feel like my son will not be bullied at his predominantly white school about our living arrangements. That comes from black children who have black parents who are fucking bullies. You hoes are
Mm.
grown adult bullies. You teach it to
Mm.
your children.
Somebody is so strong, girl. She talking big stuff. You more the bully, girl. You the bully that went in there and thought you was gonna bully that woman that did your hair, and she blackened your eye. Your eye ain't been right since. Your eye is
Mm-mm.
still lackluster. You need to go to the doctor and figure out why your eye still look like that. It's been a whole dang on year since you had that eye jacked up, and you more the bully. You just get beat up though. That's all. You know what I mean? You just one of them bullies that talk all that yin yang, and then they just kind of pop, 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 pop. They gonna mess you up. Pop, 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 pop. They gonna do their stuff. You know what I mean? That's what happens with you. Okay, so you're more the bully. I see that your people that your stands are bullies. Like those people that follow you are more bullies than any other black person that you feel like on your channel could ever bully you, babes. That's just my opinion. That's just what I see. Just like you have your own opinion, and you have every right to express yourself. If you feel
I
like
don't know what now.
go ahead. If you feel
Like it hurts me sometimes listening to her. Like I know some of y'all might have that feeling with Lib, but I do like when I. That's why sometimes like I can't receive peach in my soul. Like it hurts to hear her say these things.
Why? She's a coon. I mean, this is
I mean,
typical.
it just it's so angry. It's just so angry. Like, oh my gosh.
She's an angry person. She's an
Miserable.
angry.
Miserable.
I would be miserable too if I had her life. Okay.
Mm-mm.
children, and that happens in lower income areas because instead of admitting that they're going through similar situations or have been through similar situations, they prefer to kick you while you're down in order to make themselves feel better about themselves. So I stand
Well, here's the thing. I mean, but you like to kick other people while they down. Like when Chrissy numbers was dwindling and your numbers were, you started trying to go in on her, and you said that she should be a lot further than what she was. You did kick her when she was down. You did, because she came back in trying to start her channel right. She was trying to revamp her little channel, and she was coming up here trying to get her stuff back started. You put a knife in her back when you said what you said. You kicked her while she was down. Yes, you did. And you a lot of times with content creators come up here, your fellow content creators come up here, you do kind of throw daggers at them a bit. You kind of do, put them down about their channels. And when somebody asks you for advice or someone asks you something, you always putting them down. And they be black women. And they could just ask you, like, hey, Peach, how do I get started? And then even if they ask to pay for your class, or when you have jewed them out of some money, dare I say it, if you have taken money from them, you come back up here and say, well, I'm not giving no money back. Well, you should have got the class, you should have came to the class on time, and you would have been had your money. But you be really nasty. You really are a bully. So while you talking all this yin yang, let's talk about your bullying opportunities. Let's talk about how you treat black people and black women. Let's talk about your black mother and how you treat her. Let's talk about your black mother-in-law. Let's talk about your black in-laws. Let's talk about your black siblings and your black father and how you treat them. But okay. You got anything to say?
Mm-mm.
on what I said.
Okay.
You hear
On that though. When you start losing all your black people that like you, then don't come up here talking your ish. How you doing, Avis? Okay. Peach face looks swollen.
Her
Maybe she was
throat
crying.
swollen. That thyroid kicking her. Peach is sick. I'm telling you, mentally and physically, she's sick.
How you doing, Jay? How you doing, Mysterious? How you doing, Mrs. Jones? Yeah, that's what it is. Kids bully in school, outside, and the black women don't bully you. You're trying to tell you to bring black women down. You trying to tell you how you bring black women down. Exactly. Yes, Dr. A. She wants everybody to kiss her tushy. Exactly. And I ain't gonna do it. I mean, them patches, them bees or whatever they call themselves, them rotten apples or them rotten peaches over there, boy. She thinks every black woman is envious of her. I don't know why. That's why she kicked her aunt to the curb right as a nanny. Exactly. They watch you to see what not to do. Oop, 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 oop. I used to leave scriptures on her videos long ago. Lady, be quiet, okay? Is she done packing up that apartment, girl? I don't know. Them rich white people be talking about her 9 kids and 2 parents living in a 3 bedroom. She is so ignorant, okay? Not ignorant, ignorant, okay? White kids don't bully. Yeah, right. Exactly. Well, apparently, according to her, they don't. Right. She's miserable because she consistently harping on her past. Exactly. Like who do want? I don't want to keep hearing all this traumatic stuff, and then she don't even do a trigger warning. She'll be like, "Yes, my mom made me take a bath in dirty water. I had to take a bath, and then my mom said I was ugly and dumb and stupid. Wood just cheated on me again. I found 520,000 condoms. I saw a hotel receipt. I saw she's like a slave. She's like, I saw a hotel receipt. I saw him looking at my beautician. I had to fire my beautician because he was looking at her. Y'all, Short Peach wasn't on the shorts bus, girl. I don't know. I don't know. Yes, and my grandmother was cheating with the pastor from down the street around the corner in the back ways of the byways in the bayou where Eve's bayou was written at. And then my grandfather, my granddaddy, grandpappy jumped out the window and came to the moons and the dogs and the moon and the dogs come home. And it's like the cat jumped over the moon just to see the dog run. Yes sir, 3 bags full. You know what I mean? It's always
Mhm.
buying unload. It's like, girl, I don't want to hear all this miserable stuff coming to your platform. You are unhappy and miserable. Dad, can you say something exciting about your life? You know what I mean? She's like, oh yeah, guys. Yeah, I just went to Kentucky Fried Chicken and they threw me out. She get thrown out. Oh, my neck hurt. She get thrown out of everything. Between her getting thrown out of everywhere, between her hating everybody in her family, between her talking about black people and black women and why the black women ain't nothing to her, although she's black herself. And then how her husband cheat on her 5,000 times, and I'm just gonna take it back. I lack self-esteem, and I'm an addict. I'm addictive. I'm a gambler. I ain't this. I ain't that. It's like, girl, good lord, you are an embarrassment. You keep talking about how black women treat you, baby. You are an embarrassment. We are embarrassed of you. We are tired. We are tired of trying to justify the likes of you. We are tired of trying to make sense of this bull crap that you put out on here. You know, it's embarrassment. White people looking at you and laughing their ass off. They're like, these niggas is dumb as fuck. Is this how they lead them? that's what that's what's happening. Cause we embarrassed, Peach. We are embarrassed, child. We are embarrassed. Okay. I'm so surprised that Wood is still around, girl. I would have to turn my ears off to deal with her, girl. Only thing is that gets her excited is Disney, LOL. Cause girl, it's fairy tale. Cause she wanna be a fairy tale lover, 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 lover. Those that know about that, you know, be my fairy tale lover. That's what she like. She wish Wood would be her Prince Charming, come save her from having all these children and this miserable life. She wish somebody come whisk her away. They come into the chatted forest and go, darling, look at you. And she wished if she kissed, if Wood kissed her, she would turn into this ultimate princess that is beautiful, that has long wings, that's light skinned or maybe white. And she could be something else that she's not. But unfortunately,
Mm.
this is her life. Phenomenal woman. Ah! Oh my neck, oh my neck. I shouldn't laugh. Don't laugh, don't laugh, Dr. Day. Don't laugh. Oh Lord, girl. My neck. Okay. Anyway, does anyone have anything else to say? Because I'm gonna retire off of here. I don't have to get out of here till 3 o'clock. So I think I'm gonna just lay down for just a second and I'll be popping back up at 1 o'clock. No, 12 because I gotta do breakfast. I mean lunch. I gotta do lunch for this little boy. And then I gotta make sure he brushes his teeth again properly because then they'll be the dentist be they try to put you down if you. I'm like, well, obviously the little boy just ate before we came. I'm at my business. We didn't have time to stop by and get his toothbrush. I mean, can you just give him a toothbrush? He'll be happy to brush his teeth. Oh, no problem. We're not. I said, you trying to put me down for him having food his teeth? He brushed his teeth this morning, but he did. We did eat. We just didn't bring the toothbrush with us. We forgot. It was my fault. Me as the parent, I accept full responsibility. So you can give him a toothbrush, and I'll be happy to have him to brush his teeth. And they was like, "Oh no, we're not putting you down." I was like, "Well, it sure sounds like it." But it's all good. So I gotta make sure his teeth is properly brushed before he leaves to go to the dentist, so he can get his teeth clean again. So he can get his teeth clean today, okay? Because he go every 5 months. I swear to God, My son goes to the dentist more than anybody else I've ever known in his life without cavities. It's not like he has cavities, but he goes every 5 months. Every time I look up, he's in the dentist. They're calling saying, "Hey, he got a dentist appointment scheduled." I'm like, "Dang, it's been 5 months." It's like, "Oh, well, we're just trying to get him in." I'm like, "Fine, y'all just trying to charge this insurance." Okay. Anyway, thank you y'all for coming live. Passion, what do you have to say before we get out of here?
I think I'm gonna watch the rest of this. I don't know if I'm gonna go live and watch it because this is interesting. See how this subject is very important and it's a lot. It goes deep.
You said for some reason you reminded me of when the old girl turned into the white woman on a live craft country. I remember that show. That was a pretty dang on good show. I just think they started getting weird when they started doing the whole alien thing and they started going to this century,
Yeah, it
this
got
there.
scary. It got
And it got
scary.
it is every
Well,
you
you
think
know me. I'm
it's
scary. It got
you think
scary to
every
me.
damn thing is scary. I don't think it was. Well, for me, it wasn't scary. I just got tired of going from this period to that period. It's like stick to one motherfucking flipping period, okay?
Timeline.
My nerves. Okay.
Okay, I might go live. I don't know.
Okay. Well, I would try to. I would try
Okay,
to go in.
it's a big mic.
Okay.
It's a big mic.
Yeah.
It's a big mic. All right, thank you. Y'all have a good day. Thank you,
All right,
Dr.
I
A.
appreciate you coming up here. I really
And
enjoyed
and
it.
y'all look, pumpkin patch, don't come for me. I didn't say nothing mean. Okay.
I don't give a damn. Y'all can talk about me all you want to. You little
uh,
rotten peaches.
okay, bye.
All right. Y'all can talk about me all y'all damn real want to. I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn. You know what I'm saying? A passion is scary. Yeah, she is, girl. Passion something. No, Passion had food in her damn mouth. Y'all didn't hear her. Passion had food in her damn mouth. She was eating her some food, girl. She said, cause I done already sat on her. Y'all know I sat up here and ate. I sat up here and ate my little breakfast. So Passion was like, I'm going to get me some little breakfast. Okay. My neck, I'm going to the doctor today, y'all, because I gotta get some x-rays. I'm only reason why I'm going because I just want to go to get some x-rays. I'm going to my doctor. I just want to get some x-rays to find out if it's broken or fractured or sprained or whatever. I just want to find out what level it is so I can what herbs I'm going to take. But I'm telling, and I want a sling, okay? That's the only reason why I'm going. So I get me a sling because like it's prohibited me from doing the things that I need to do. I'm sick of laying around in this bed. Okay. At some point today, I'm gonna have to come back down these steps, and I'm gonna have to clean this bathroom up, and then I guess sometime tomorrow I'm gonna clean up the living room. That's gonna be. I should make my husband clean because I didn't clean up that living room last week, y'all. It's him that keep messing up that living room. That's one area that should not be messy. You know what I mean, though, y'all. Can we have a conversation, ladies, about these men and how they be messing up the living room, be messing up. Don't be cleaning up after themselves the way that you clean up behind them and his little halfway things. And he has too much paper and he want to print everything out. I'm gonna take that printer out of there. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm tired of him in that. uh, yeah, I'm gonna have to do Jasmine's number, y'all. My son gonna have to make my bed up because I can't. Man, I can't do it. I can't do it right now, and I need my bed made up, y'all. Is that wrong? I can't talk about that. No, I'm gonna make up my own bed. I'm gonna have him to help me though. Well, heck, I help him make up his bed. Why he can't help me make up mine? I'm gonna have him help me though. Shoot, it's hard. All right, y'all. I'm breathing funny because I'm hurting. Lord, y'all. Woo. I'm going to this doctor. I can't take it. My husband was so insensitive to me. I'm gonna talk to y'all. Yes, son. Please help me. When you watch. Okay, come on. Wait a minute. It's cold in here. I know I got the fan on. Hold on, cut this fan off for me. Okay. Can we have a conversation before we go? Right here. Hit this one. Yeah, that one. Uh-huh. Yeah, hit it 3 times. Push down. 2, 3. You didn't do it the last time, did you? That should be done. Okay, y'all. Let me go ahead and go because y'all know I start talking crazy. I'll feel better. Leave my husband here long enough and I can see everything he did. Girl, I get tired of him messing up that room. And then he goes and get your little stinking little self over here. I'm sorry, I should say you not stink. I just you I'm just playing with you. Relax. They put stuff in the comments. I said comments. Okay. I'm just playing with you. God, I'm just playing. I have fun with my son. I'm just playing with him. I'm not serious. That's why he started laughing. Because he know I'm playing with it. Or help mommy. I did not laugh. You didn't laugh. Oh, now he trying to front me out, child. Now he trying to act out. I'm serious. I didn't laugh. Yes, you did. I'm just playing. Well, why you smiling now? Why? Cause you mad? You mad? Cause I be telling you your jokes ain't funny. That's what it is. Your jokes ain't funny. Your jokes is not funny. Tell everybody a joke. No, please don't tell nobody no joke. No, you tell us somebody a joke. No, I'm not telling nobody no joke. Tell them a joke and then you're gonna be they're gonna be like, oh, your joke not funny. Yeah, they like my jokes. Your jokes are not funny. That's what it is. Tell them. I'm not telling them. I have to tell them what in front of you. You ain't the boss of me. Let me go ahead and go, y'all, cause this gonna be a comedy show now. This gonna get bad now. My child likes Joan. Okay, so we're gonna go. He's gonna show that I'm gonna get mad. I'm telling you, something gonna be a punishment. What? The only time I get in trouble is if I sleep. Yeah, I know. That's true. Okay, all right, y'all. Come on. Let me go ahead and go. Whew, I can't. You got to lift this. Fix that box spring. All right, y'all. Let me go. All right. I appreciate each and every one of you. All right, let's go.